Baba Vanga's terrifying predictions for 2026. Truth or coincidence? What if someone had seen the future decades ago? What if they had warned humanity about events that would shake the world? And what if their most chilling predictions were meant for 2026? Would you dare to hear them? More than 3 decades after her death, Baba Vanga remains one of the most controversial figures in modern history. To her believers, she was a prophet with an extraordinary gift, a woman who could glimpse the future itself. To skeptics, however, her legacy is built on rumors, myths, and stories that have grown more dramatic with each passing year. Believe them or not, the predictions said to belong to Baba Vanga for the year 2026 are spreading across the globe at an astonishing pace. They warn of global conflict, devastating natural disasters, the rise of artificial intelligence, possible contact with alien life, and upheavals that could reshape humanity forever. But what did Baba Vanga supposedly foresee? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, what if even one of these predictions turns out to be true? Baba Vanga, born Vangelia Pandeva Gushtarova in Bulgaria in 1911, lived a life that would eventually become the subject of legend. According to the story most often told, her fate changed forever when she was caught in a violent tornado as a child. The accident left her with severe eye injuries, and over time, she lost her vision completely. But as her physical sight faded, many believed something else awakened within her. People claimed that Baba Vanga had gained a mysterious gift, the ability to see beyond the ordinary world and glimpse events yet to come. For decades, thousands of people traveled to her small home seeking advice, guidance, or answers about their future. Even after her death in 1996, Baba Vanga's fame did not fade. Instead, it continued to grow, spreading far beyond Bulgaria, through books, television programs, documentaries, and eventually the internet. But here's where the mystery begins. No one truly knows exactly what Baba Vanga said. Many of the prophecies attributed to her today cannot be verified through original recordings, transcripts, or reliable historical documents. And yet, it is this very uncertainty that has made the legend of Baba Vanga even more fascinating. The fewer facts there are, the more room there is for speculation, mystery, and debate. And perhaps that is why, decades after her death, the world is still asking the same question. Was Baba Vanga a genuine prophet, or simply one of history's greatest mysteries? The first, and perhaps most frightening prediction, concerns the possibility of a large-scale global war. According to numerous reports circulating online, Baba Vanga is said to have foreseen a conflict so significant that it could reshape the balance of power across the world. Those who believe in her prophecies suggest that this warning may refer to an escalation of tensions between the world's major military powers. And when people look at the current state of global affairs, many find the idea unsettling. Ongoing conflicts, growing geopolitical rivalries, and increasing military buildups have led some to wonder whether the world is moving toward a period of greater instability. For believers, these developments seem eerily consistent with the warnings attributed to Baba Vanga. For skeptics, however, such predictions are simply broad enough to fit almost any era marked by international tension. Either way, the possibility of a conflict capable of changing the course of history remains one of the most chilling themes associated with the prophecies for 2026. Wars continue to rage in various parts of the world. The global arms race has never truly come to an end. Geopolitical tensions dominate headlines almost every single day. As a result, many people find themselves asking a troubling question. Was this the future that Baba Vanga supposedly foresaw decades ago? Or is it simply a prediction so vague that it can be applied to almost any period of uncertainty throughout history? That question lies at the heart of the mystery. Because while believers see these events as evidence that her prophecies are unfolding, skeptics argue that conflict and political tension have always been part of human history, and perhaps that is what makes this prediction so fascinating. Depending on what you choose to believe, it can appear either remarkably accurate or impossibly general. The second prophecy is even more shocking. It suggests that humanity may one day come into contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. For years, reports of unidentified flying objects have continued to emerge from around the world. Several governments have even publicly investigated mysterious phenomena observed in the skies. As a result, many people believe that we may be closer than ever to discovering evidence of life beyond Earth. To believers of Baba Vanga's prophecies, this possibility feels especially intriguing. They argue that what once sounded like science fiction is slowly becoming a topic of serious discussion among scientists, governments, and the public alike. Could 2026 be the year humanity receives undeniable proof that we are not alone in the universe? Or are these mysterious sightings simply misunderstood natural phenomena, advanced technology, or elaborate misconceptions? No one knows for certain. But the idea that contact with another civilization could change everything we know about ourselves, our planet, and our place in the cosmos remains one of the most fascinating and unsettling predictions attributed to Baba Vanga. The next prediction revolves around artificial intelligence. This may be the most controversial prophecy of all, because, unlike the others, it is unfolding right before our eyes. Just a few years ago, AI was a concept unfamiliar to most people. Today, however, it seems to be everywhere. AI writes articles. AI composes music. AI creates images. AI assists with tasks that were once thought to be possible only for humans. Some believe that Baba Vanga foresaw the rapid rise of artificial intelligence and warned that this technology could become a double-edged sword. On one hand, optimists see AI as a revolutionary tool that could help humanity enter a new era of innovation, productivity, and scientific progress. On the other hand, pessimists fear that we may be creating something that could eventually surpass our ability to control it. As AI grows more powerful with each passing year, questions about ethics, safety, employment, privacy, and human dependence on technology have become increasingly urgent. Will artificial intelligence become humanity's greatest achievement, or could it become one of our greatest challenges? For now, no one can say for certain. And that is precisely why this prediction remains one of the most fascinating and hotly debated warnings attributed to Baba Vanga. But the predictions do not stop there. One of the themes that appears repeatedly in the prophecies attributed to Baba Vanga is natural disasters, earthquakes, floods, droughts, storms of unprecedented strength. Many believers claim that 2026 could be a year in which the world faces more extreme natural events than ever before. In reality, climate change is already affecting every nation on the planet. Global temperatures continue to rise, sea levels are steadily increasing, and unusual weather events are becoming more frequent and more severe. Because of this, when people hear these predictions, they often feel that they sound less like mystical prophecies and more like warnings grounded in reality. What once seemed like distant possibilities are now challenges that scientists, governments, and communities around the world are actively trying to address. Whether Baba Vanga truly foresaw such events or not, the concerns behind these predictions resonate with many people because they reflect issues that humanity is already confronting today. And perhaps that is what makes this prophecy particularly unsettling. Not because it describes an unknown future, but because parts of it may already be unfolding before our eyes. Finally, there is the prediction of a global economic crisis. History has shown time and time again that no economy can grow forever. Periods of prosperity are often followed by corrections, slowdowns, or even recessions. Those who believe in Baba Vanga's prophecies claim that she foresaw major economic upheavals, capable of reshaping the balance of global financial power. Financial markets, energy prices, global supply chains, every aspect of the world economy could be affected. And in today's highly interconnected world, a crisis that begins in one region can quickly spread across the entire planet. A disruption in trade, a sudden market collapse, or a major geopolitical event could trigger consequences felt by billions of people. This is why economic instability remains one of the greatest concerns for governments, businesses, and ordinary citizens alike. Whether this prediction is a genuine warning or merely another broad forecast remains open to debate. But one thing is certain. In a globalized world, economic shocks rarely stay contained for long. And if such a crisis were to emerge, its effects could reach far beyond national borders, impacting lives in ways few people expect. However, there is a question even more important than all of the prophecies we have discussed so far. Did Baba Vanga actually say any of these things? Many researchers argue that the origins of most of her famous predictions cannot be reliably verified. There are no original audio recordings, no official documents, no clear and undeniable evidence. Because of this, some skeptics believe that many of the prophecies attributed to Baba Vanga were either created after major events had already occurred, or later modified to fit the circumstances of the time. In their view, the mystery surrounding her predictions may have grown through repetition, interpretation, and the power of popular culture. But those who believe in Baba Vanga see things very differently. They argue that it cannot be mere coincidence that her name continues to endure decades after her death. Nor can it be pure chance, they say, that some of the predictions attributed to her appear to align with events that later shocked the world. For believers, these apparent connections are evidence that there may have been something extraordinary about Baba Vanga's gift. For skeptics, they are simply examples of hindsight, selective memory, and human nature's tendency to find patterns where none may truly exist. And perhaps that is the greatest mystery of all. Not the predictions themselves, but the question of whether they were ever real in the first place. So, what do you think? Was Baba Vanga truly a prophet with the ability to see the future? Or are these stories simply the product of coincidence, imagination, and the power of human belief?